You're getting a look at the Alienware and Team Liquid viewing party at South by Southwest as they prep here for game number 4. Let's not dilly-dally and jump right into the starting lineup. Selecting blue side here today, it's Team Liquid. They got Impact in the top lane, Xmithy in the jungle, Jensen at mid with Doublelift and Core JJ bot lane and support, and coaches Kane and Dodo.
And facing them on the red side, it is FlyQuest. In the top lane, Viper. In the jungle, Santorin. Mid lane, Pobelter. Bottom lane, Wild Turtle. Support, JJ. Coaches Invert, and Cop on stage.
Man, you rattled those off quick. You're a roster machine gun over here. But after what feels like a strong bounce back for FlyQuest, Pobelter made himself clear in his interview yesterday. Not only does he expect FlyQuest to win today, he says it's going to be free.
Yeah, I like the talk that has been going on between all of the players here. Pobelter, of course, is a previous Team Liquid member. He still needs to get his revenge on his old team. Viper as well, he used to play for the Academy squad for Team Liquid. So I know that he is looking to take down his former squad as well.
I love the revenge plot lines, Kobe. They're oh so spicy. And ever since Team Liquid locked not only a playoff bye, but confirmed the #1 seed going into the postseason, its players have teased the possibility of some spicy picks here to close out the season.
Seeing some tweets scrolling on the bottom. Jensen himself got his 1,000th kill yesterday. It was a monster versus Clutch. I have to say as well, he was set up so nicely by Xmithy from the jungle to really get him ahead. Clutch, though, were camping bottom lane, so Doublelift was a little bit perturbed on Twitter and was very happy that his teammates were able to do the carrying.
I like how Dodo's making sure he keeps it in line with all sorts of troll picks and then saying, all right, we'll also throw Alistar in there so we can at least still win the game. At least he's still got that in the back of his mind somewhere. Kobe actually had to correct me behind the scenes earlier because I had no idea what Xmithy's tweet meant whatsoever. And he was like, oh no, it's an Ivern quote. I was like, okay, I literally have no idea what this is. He's talking about ducks. I thought maybe he was just gonna go on a picnic or something.
Captain Flowers has never played Ivern in his life, and he doesn't want to either.
He's not a scorpion, man. He's not a scorpion. It does not compute. It will not work. But loading into Champion Select here for the 4th game of the day, Team Liquid versus FlyQuest. Can FlyQuest get their revenge, or will the Team Liquid machine keep on pushing forward? We'll see as Nocturne is the first ban.
That Team Liquid machine is the finest built in the LCS. They've only dropped 1 game this split. Now it's the TSM. FlyQuest looking to make it 2 here, though. Banning away the Jace. Impact's Jace is a very controversial topic. A lot of people, even though they win with, they have won multiple times actually with Impact on Jace, he gets solo killed by tanks almost every time that I have seen.
Yeah.
That is not a good look.
The question comes, it's not that they're winning because of Impact's Jace, it's they're winning with Impact's Jace being there. But Team Liquid clearly wants to put him on the champion. They want to give him more reps on these split push champions, get him more accustomed to this style that is not what he's traditionally known for, but FlyQuest will not allow them to do that this game. Team Liquid will also be keeping Wild Turtle very far away from the Jinx. They've seen this man pop off on the champion plenty enough times to know that that's not what they want this time around. Ryze also banned out along with the Galio.
I think that really is a wise decision on the part of Team Liquid. Wild Turtle and JJ, I think, have been the kind of new, undiscovered bottom lane here. They have absolutely dominated. They've got great laning stats. They've even gotten quite a few 2v2 kills. I think a lot of teams have been sleeping on this bottom lane. Doublelift to Core JJ, though, still the #1 duo here in the LCS, and they're going to throw a ban his way.
Speaking of sleeping, Jensen is talking about spicy new picks on Twitter, and instead I get a LeBlanc.
A little bit of misdirection, they call that,
Yeah.
Captain Flowers.
Bamboozling is what I call it.
She's a magician. You look over here at the spicy pick. Aha, I'm back here.
I was over here with my meta choice. But the Riven was teased on the side of FlyQuest. We know Viper's been known to play it. Don't worry, audience. There's a significant chance he still might do it. We've seen the man pop off plenty of times before, but the Braum is a very high priority choice in many games these days, so not surprised to see them go with that instead.
Yeah, you don't really want to be blind picking a lot of this stuff. Braum, very much of a blind pickable bottom laner. Super safe, can go offensive or defensive with the lanes. And here we go. That looks like a Pobelter Corki for the mid lane.
Oh, baby.
That is just a huge damage potential. Now, oftentimes we have seen this matchup. Corki pick into the LeBlanc. Sometimes the Corki will take barrier or heal, some sort of defensive summoner. It used to be Exhaust. Exhaust definitely way less powerful now, but the general idea is always that you pop your defensive summoner when she comes in to all-in you. You can get off your damage when she tries to return.
Also, we often see Corki go for a Hex Drinker. Early on, the champion likes to rush Trinity Force in most matchups, but against something like LeBlanc, Hex Drinker does an amazing job at preventing her from being able to snowball an early lead, and considering you're one of the few champions that can really build it very effectively, while still also being an AP threat, feels good, man. Team Liquid, though.
Giving me flashbacks to Worlds.
Oh, Spice. Nice. Crocodile? All right, we'll take the
I will come on this journey with you, Captain Flower.
Okay.
Take me away to the spicy crocodile
the
journey.
Spice Nice Crocodile Land. It's a great place.
Well, that place ends with a Vayne for double lift yet again. People are very happy to see him on this champion. His mechanics have always been so strong, and this champion is set up to really make use of those. If you are a pilot that is worthy, as Ruler said from the LCK, then Vayne is a very powerful pick right now. However, Vayne has to worry about the lane phase and being punished in that lane phase. Continue, Mr.
I got some
Skarner.
stuff to talk about today, my friend. I got some stuff to talk about. Skarner recently received some buffs.
Preach!
That I may or may not have had a hand in helping make reality. But this champion, everybody knows this is one of my favorite champions. I absolutely adore Skarner. I can't wait to see him played here. Santorin has been an excellent jungler so far this split. I think Skarner's a great pick, but that being said, I told you yesterday, Vayne is my current perma-ban. I will not allow that champion onto the same rift as me because she is exceptional against Skarner. As soon as you have QSS, Skarner is a trash mob in an MMO, and you are an actual player. He does not get to do anything to you, and you just shoot him to pieces.
Captain.
It's very hard to deal with.
Captain Flowers is pacing around right now, having a love-hate relationship with this draft.
Yeah.
On the one hand,
oh,
his
my
favorite champion.
This other champion, it kills mine. Feels real bad, man. But going into the second part of the bans, we'll get back onto Skarner a little bit later. But the Thresh and the Vladimir are going to be the bans going into this second half here, as Team Liquid does want to remove one of those solo laners that can take Vayne down, even through all that invisibility she gets through final out.
Yeah, and I really actually do kind of see the positives here for a Skarner-Rek'Sai matchup. Since you got such a big increase on the range of your Spires, Skarner is a very strong duelist, actually, which people don't expect.
Rek'Sai.
Yeah, once you're on the Spire, you can smack her around, and it's actually very, very strong. You get your stun down, you can have your teammates join very quickly. So the Rek'Sai, she needs to be very, very intelligent about her gank paths. And luckily for Rek'Sai, she has the mobility to do that. It's all about, can Xmithie find a lot of these pathways, over behind the tri-brush, flashing in, coming from behind the solo laners, coming from behind the bottom lane. And tracking the enemy jungler is also very important, because if you just go into a 1v1 fight, the Skarner has so many stats with the attack speed buff that you get on the Spire that it becomes difficult to duel.
Fun fact for everybody who doesn't know, which is most people, Skarner's Spire at level 18 gives Skarner 140% attack speed and gives him around 40-something even at level 1. The champion's an incredible duelist when you fight him on the points, and with the Spires being so much larger now, that area of effect is just, it means you're almost always going to be fighting him on those if you're contesting some sort of a camp or anything, since they reach all the camps now. But it's up to FlyQuest to pick their AD carry after the second bans go through. They are going to put Turtle on that Ezreal, and when you have Ezreal and Corki together, Kobe, you have some poke.
You definitely have poke. The rocket as well as the Q's mystic shots from Ezreal can land and find some significant damage. There's no tank on this Team Liquid team that they're showing right now. Impact has yet to lock in his last champion, though, and I kind of expect it to be a tank on the top side. That is not a tank, my friend, and there would be nobody to stand in front and take poke damage. We did see yesterday on display the LeBlanc combos can be used as poke damage, but if you do that too close to a Skarner, you get flash ultimated, and if you get locked down, then you can get killed very quickly. So if Impact does go with this Kennen on the top side, it's more of a split map here from Team Liquid, looking to pressure multiple lanes.
Now, I love-hate the champions picked by the side of Team Liquid against the Skarner.
Very
because if you
time for you.
Yeah, if you look at these champions, every single one of these is a fine pull in a 5 vs 5 to start things off and immediately burst them down and blow them up. None of these are a big, high-quality meatball. but at the same time, you can never get near LeBlanc if she has her chain or her distortion up. You just automatically can't. Again, trash mob style MMO gameplay. Vayne, same thing. Can't get near her, absolutely nothing you can do about it. If you pull Kinnan and he has time to press R first, you actually initiate for him, and it feels really bad. So it's up to Santorin to make really good decisions and find creative paths around these guys and make really good use of his flash. This is the type of game where Skarner without flash and Skarner with flash are two completely different champions.
Yeah, I also think a lot will be determined in this early game. Track that Rek'Sai. xSmithy has been a great jungler for his entire career. #1 on, I think, all of the analysts' jungle tier lists this jungle-themed day that we're having.
Yeah.
And it's his time to prove it, because a lot of this game is going to swing on that early jungle pressure, getting the Vayne, the LeBlanc, the Kennen to these powerful pushing lane points where they can abuse and they can move in and take advantage.
Being said, if you fall behind, if they aren't able to get themselves ahead with this composition, I mean, Vayne's a champion that doesn't really have any wave clear at all. I'm going up against a Corki and an Ezreal that are constantly going to be able to pressure her as she tries to farm. You get set behind, you're going to stay there a while.
Yeah, Corki and Ezreal, if they're allowed to scale up, the rockets, the mystic shots come firing through when they siege up with Skarner and Braum in front of them. It's very difficult to make use of a lot of these abilities. FlyQuest are at 4th place right now, and they want an extra win to bump them up, secure them their playoff spot, and get some good seeding.
And how cool would it be for them to be able to do it against Team Liquid, who, as we already said, only a single loss so far this split. After 7.5 weeks of play, 8 after this one. The FlyQuest fans in the audience always there. One of the most consistent chants I hear on a week-to-week basis. The FlyQuest fans showing up time after time after time. And we'll see if they're enough to cheer the team to victory here today. Now, one thing I want to point out. For those of you who have played Skarner before and may not have played Skarner recently, take a look at the map and tell me what is missing. The answer is Spires. One of the recent Skarner changes was the fact that the Spires are no longer on the minimap. What this means is when you invade the enemy jungle, or vice versa, when they invade you and capture the Spire, somebody who's paying attention will no longer be able to immediately tell where an enemy player is just because the Spire was taken. This is huge because it allows Skarner to more effectively counter jungle. It allows him to move through the enemy jungle and set up advantageous fights without immediately pinging and saying, hey, come kill me, bros. Very, very important for this champ.
Also, look how wide the circle is now. Greatly increase the range of the extra speed and attack speed and mana regeneration that you're going to get while on one of those Spires. That's what we're kind of talking about earlier. Rek'Sai has to be quite a bit more careful nowadays. Both of them starting on the bottom side of the map. Skarner will reach his own blue buff. Smithy here on the Rek'Sai will reach his own red buff.
The other big important change for Skarner is we all know the current value of the Krug camp and how it is heavily weighted for EXP. Skarner's Spire used to not reach Krugs. It was the only camp that it did not touch. But now you are able to very effectively do every single camp on Summoner's Rift with the Spire bonus. Makes it that much more safe to clear. You don't even really have to leash the Gromp out anymore. You can actually press Q to aggro him standing on the very edge of the Spire range, and you don't even have to pull him. You used to have to pull the Gromp over into the Spire range, but it's not necessary anymore. You can still do it. And then boom, look at all this area you have to kill the crabs. You got the entire river. The world is your oyster.
Santorin feeling pretty good about those changes. Meanwhile, xSmithy did go for the red into Krug's clear. I don't believe they saw Skarner quite yet on their Scuttle Crab ward, but he's going to go find out firsthand that he's too late.
Yep, Scuttle Crab already taken. And a reminder to you guys viewing at home, tag your post with hashtag HowILCS so that we can see how you are watching this match. The Skarner versus the Rek'Sai, the FlyQuest versus Team Liquid. Share your stories and tag at LOL Esports along with that hashtag HowILCS. And we'll see if we can find all of those stashed throughout your posts here today. Santorin moving into the top side of his jungle now, as xSmithy will clear out that Scuttle Crab on the top side, make sure he doesn't get too crabbed.
Yeah. Definitely don't want to get too crabbed early on, especially with an early game jungler like Rek'Sai here. Smithy does get the second one and is looking at a possible invade here. Santorin is low, starting up the red buff.
Now, I said Skarner bops Rek'Sai, and that is true if you fight her on the point and you don't have 200 HP. But Santorin's really low health. I would not take this fight against the Rek'Sai at this point in time. xSmithy moving in, to steal this one away. And xSmithy does a good job there, grabbing that red buff. Skarner, a champion that already doesn't have the greatest early ganks, considering his mobility is very limited. Taking away the red buff will do a good job of keeping him down early.
Interesting as well, they pinged the Krugs because Santorin thinks that Xmithy is going to go to the Krug camp and continue to counter jungle him. That's why he's going across to his Raptor camp, but Xmithy is actually expecting this. He doesn't go to the enemy Krugs, he goes to his Raptors through the red end, and he finds Santorin!
There's no Spire here for the Skarner. You cannot fight without a Spire. Rip Little Scorpion, I will see you later. It's first blood over to Team Liquid.
That is some big brain jungling from Xmithy, #1 on the analyst tier list, and he is able to play the mind games one step ahead. You think I'm going for the counter jungle on your Krugs? That's where FlyQuest throw down the ping, but it is not where he shows up.
Very good job there making this punish happen, and you can see the tremor sense letting him know.
Yep, able to get in there. Just to add a little bit more insult to that injury, didn't get the large chicken smite a little bit early. Smithy's able to unburrow for the last little bit of damage there, and that is such a big booster to this early game we were going to be tracking so heavily. Yeah, that's the thinking man's face. It's like, I've been had.
That's
well
also,
played, sir, well played. Brings me back to the old days of jungling.
Yeah, that's also back to the old days of Skarner and how you had to counter jungle before the recent changes because you couldn't take the Spire without giving away your position. These days, Santorin can actually take the Spire and not immediately ping that he's there, but he wasn't able to do that. He felt like he needed to rush and take the chicken camp. Xmithy was still fast enough to stop him, and because a Skarner without a Spire is just a poor little slow scorpion trying to crawl around and find his way in a cruel world, the world was too cruel today. Cuts him off at the chicken camp, and that means Xmithy is off to a wonderful start here on this Rex side. 2 long swords, plus the chilling smite and inventory, makes him very scary.
Nothing like a scary void monster coming over the back of that chicken coop and surprising you to ruin your day.
The stuff of nightmares early on, but Santorin, I like the fact that he didn't use his flash trying to get away there. He recognized he was dead to rights. There was no way out, even if he got away to the blast cone. You saw Core JJ's Rakan rotating around to the exit point that he would have tried to take. So that means that Santorin will still have the Flash plus Predator available to try to make future ganks happen.
And Predator is so big for Skarner. All right, here we go, though. Xmithy out of teammates, but still is able to get it. Even without the mid laner, Xmithy enough damage to burst that crab down before Pobelter and Santorin converge. Is able to pull it off. That is quite substantial, as now the mid laners with desynced recalls. We already have Jensen here on the LeBlanc back in lane with the item purchase. And there you go, you're looking for the early Hex Drinker. That's what Corki's gonna get. Pobelter, since he went teleport, needs the extra shield. He doesn't have the barrier for that extra defense, and he's gonna have that lifeline coming through.
Yep, Fleet Footwork plus Corrupting Potion will make it so it's very hard for Jensen to whittle him away over time, and Hex Drinker means the instant burst isn't going to be that much of a factor here either. Xmithy over the wall here with the tunnel, looking to find the knock-up. JJ going to be taking some damage there anyway, having a flash back to keep himself safe. Xmithy doing a good job popping some summoners here in the bottom lane.
Even though Wild Turtle does get a slice sack of gold out of that gank, a lot of damage onto JJ. That's going to make them play much more defensively. Viper takes a few autos back on the way out. Checking back in here on impact on the cannon. You want to make use of your range of your Klepto. Try and bully, get those autos down. Got a slice sack of gold for himself. And try and push that Aatrox as far off the wave to miss CS as you can.
Xmithy trying to steal away this blue buff, donated over to Jensen. There you go. Long will pick that one up. Easy peasy. 1, 2, 3-zy. Xmithy getting close to level 6 here on this Rek'Sai, having that powerful execution that you can no longer escape as easily as you could in the past. Going back to his own red now as Santorin shows up. You can see the question mark ping coming down from the side of FlyQuest onto their own blue, saying, it's gone. That sucks, but there's nothing we can do about it. That means Pobelter will be at a disadvantage, clearing the waves away here in the mid lane.
Wow, Santorin is himself close to that level 6, and once you've got your Predator and your level 6, that's where you're looking for your first meaningful moments in the game.
And that flash, don't forget how powerful that's going to be this game. I said this is the type of game where flash and no flash Skarner is an entirely different situation. I still stand by it. Being able to actually get on top of a Vayne or a LeBlanc is going to be nigh impossible without that extra tool available. Santorin still needing some more EXP, though, about halfway towards level 6, a little bit past that mark, so should be able to get it here in 2 camps. Wolves are going to be the mark. As Xmithy is level 6, considering Santorin's only level 5, you better stay the hell away from him in a 1v1.
He's going to see some pings
Sees
here.
the Tremors over the wall, tries to go for the tunnel, forces Santorin away, but Santorin did get level 6 off of just the Wolf Camp alone, so that means he would be ready. Xmithy can't push forward any further.
And Team Liquid actually not chipping away at a lot of these plates on the turrets. And the top side, Impact pushed the wave in and he backed off, so... Oh! That was
yes,
so
he
close.
did. That was stolen away by Wild Turtle with a very nice true shot barrage.
Wild Turtle. This just reminds me of his days of old with the Jinx play, Rocket stealing Elder Dragon, stealing Baron. He has been so good at timing long-range skill shots on so many different marksmen for so long. It's actually a play I really do associate with him. As soon as I looked over, I was like, oh yeah, that's Turtle on Ezreal.
Like, oh boy.
He's still got it.
Pobelter also currently having the package on Corki. Remember, whenever we see this champion, you have to keep track of this. The ability is so very powerful. It's like an additional summoner spell. Whenever you see those rockets glowing on the undercarriage of his spaceship.
Now that would be a sick summoner spell.
The package. You just get to take that into every game.
I would take that sucker every time.
As a Skarner, I would definitely take it. Forget Smite, I don't need that anymore. You can secure your own objectives. But top side, it's Impact forcing the fight here onto Viper, dropping the slicing Maelstrom. World Ender going to be used there to make sure Viper gets away. Impact gets the better of the trade, though.
All right, let's circulate that petition. Get the package summoner spell sorted out for us, because I feel like that will be a popular one.
People would love that.
We can have different skins for it and everything, different colors.
Yeah, so like you can have a blue fire package and a yellow fire package and a normal fire package, just in case you want to chill.
Meanwhile, we're talking about plates. Impact finally going to be able to cash in, uses the ultimate, goes all in on Viper, does push him off, and is able to get first plate for himself.
First plate over to Team Liquid, continues to build a gold lead here for themselves, up about 700 compared to FlyQuest, who are falling behind in farm in those solo lanes, about 15 in each one of those, but bottom side is still even between the Vayne and the Ezreal. Both these champions will scale up very well as we get further and further into the game. Ezreal with the double tiers, Vayne being that traditional hard scaling marksman who now also has a very powerful item spike at just 2 items with Blade of the Ruined King and Rage Blade.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Double's going to get the full completion right now on this back. Just sitting on the Vamp Scepter right now. Wild Turtle has been able to complete his Muramana. And Santorin wants to make some use of it down on the bottom side, looking like. This Cloud Drake is under their vision already, so they know nobody's been able to sneak it or anything. Skarner, if you activate that Spire, can very quickly take dragons, by the way.
He's adept at soloing.
Capable of soloing. Definitely wants the extra security of the rest of the team coming up. They did have a little bit of a decent recall there, as Jensen, the LeBlanc, is not in the area. Smithy has a pre-existing tunnel into the backside, and flash available to go for steal, though.
But Pobelter is right there. Smithy going in, looking to maybe force something onto him. Santorin at about half HP, taking the damage from the Cloud Drake. They want to back off, allow this one to reset.
Oh, they're getting
They'd
scared.
like to grab the Scuttle Crab first, at least, to maintain control over the area. Team Liquid do a good job forcing FlyQuest away from that objective for now.
Core JJ, some fancy feet, dodges the first couple skill shots.
Oh, but here we go. Core JJ with the quickness, going to be forcing the flash away from Wild Turtle. Smithy into the bottom lane, goes into the Rek'Sai ultimate, and they chew through him. It's Double Lift grabbing the second kill of the game.
And Double Lift even gets the last hit there, as Rek'Sai's ultimate with the execution damage gets him low enough. The auto attack from Double Lift finishes off. Smithy's not done.
Smithy has been marked, though. Santorin could try to make some sort of a grab happen here. Instead, going to be grabbing onto Jensen, looking to bring him back, but Jensen grabs the kill onto him instead. Wild Turtle now looking to find a revenge kill here, throwing out the spells, but won't be able to grab the damage. Turtle thrown up in the air, and there comes the damage. It's Double Lift sealing the deal.
Oh, this bottom side of the map just got destroyed by Team Liquid. Plates are going down and everything. Oh my goodness, they just got all the kills. That is going to give them control over the Drake. And the only thing for FlyQuest was another plate in mid lane, as Pobelter had no more options over to him. Jensen makes the first roam. The LeBlanc cleans up some extra kills. And Team Liquid very happy with this. So they make the call there for Core JJ to go in, because Smithy is on the way. Really nice condemned by Double Lift into the wall. He follows it up on the Vayne. Finds the last hit of damage as well to pick up the extra money. And then Smithy says, we're not done here. Goes over the back of the wall. Finds Skarner, flashes in for the stun, and even though Jensen flashes and goes for the chain onto Wild Turtle, doesn't land, he still has the distortion there in the end to kill Skarner with the flash. And then even a little bit of a bait there. Core JJ coming right up the lane with the extra range from Rakan, finds the knock-up onto Wild Turtle, and hands Double Lift. Another kill. This Vayne is powered up. Extra 2 kills on top of the Blade of the Ruined King already being completed. Going to look like we might have some Double Lift highlights later in the game.
Santorin had Smithy marked with the poison, and if you grab the Rek'Sai and drag him back underneath the turret, you can make the kill happen there. by getting this grab into the immediate follow-up stun from detonating the mark with your auto attack. I can see what the line of thought was, wanting to protect Turtle from Jensen, see if maybe they could grab the kill into Jensen too, but ultimately it just ends up being both of them dying for nothing there. And that means Team Liquid sits in a 4-0 advantage, a 2,500 gold lead, and everything in this game going their way so far. Xmithie's Rek'Sai, 1-0 and 2, 3 out of 4 kill participation, working on grabbing that Cloud Drake here for themselves. Extra momentum, extra movement speed, going to be very important up against a team that has things like an Aatrox and a Skarner. They're going to try to land and get close to you with those skill shots, with that Skarner just trying to come up and get the grab, and you can see there, turret plate advantage going over to Team Liquid 5-3, an extra 320 gold in their pockets from that extra turret plating.
And that money is in the right place, on the vein, powering their mid game right now. Almost 5,600 gold here for Doublelift. Core JJ finishing his quest as well, as you can see with the support item stars coming up. Impact on the top side though, he wants a little bit of action himself.
Impact finding auto attack into slicing Maelstrom. There comes your stuns. Viper gets himself away with a World Ender, and that's what Team Liquid's looking for. No reason to chase it out any further.
And the biggest thing why Impact keeps going for these trades of ultimates, with the World Ender being popped, you don't revive him, then he doesn't heal any life off. He's still a low health Aatrox. Trade the ult, he's gonna have to leave. Xmithie is here for the turret kill, and Team Liquid find another objective.
Easy turret take there for TL on the top side, and again, just applauding Xmithie's pathing, being in the right place at the right time, time and time again.
Now, people were critiquing Team Liquid over the course of the split. This is our #1 team. You want to see the very best of them. You want to see multiple looks for them heading to international competition, because they are the front runner to represent North America at MSI. One of the critiques was not running as much early game, lane-dominated, focused compositions, impact on lane bullies like this Kennen. In this game, they are definitely displaying that to be true. Xmithie on the Rek'Sai has had very good early jungle pathing. That's very important in these types of compositions to get that advantage. And Impact has been able to push on the top side, finishing up that turret, although not a sizable CS lead for himself. It definitely does bode well for North America's #1 team. Back-to-back split champions last year, and looking to three-peat.
And yesterday when we saw Doublelift play the Vayne, his post-game interview, he talked about how the enemy team was really...
I got camped no fair.
Yeah, pretty much. That was the sentiment, just with a couple different words. But either way, he's off to a much better start this time around. Not the 0-4 scoreline, but the 2-0 here on the Vayne. Blade of the Ruined King, Berserker's Greaves, and another recurve bow already ready to go. Once he gets that Ginsu's Rage Blade, the Vayne will be online. And considering the entirety of the team is sitting at a point right now where they're feeling very good going into this mid-game, they're securing Shelly. Yes, they won't have it in time to grab extra turret plates with it, but they're already far enough ahead. That's not too big of a deal. We'll see where they decide to deploy this one to further push this lead ahead. Bottom side, you can see pings coming out from both sides. Team Liquid pinging the river, pinging the enemy jungle, saying we want to look for a vision here, secure things, but FlyQuest will do everything they can to sweep that out.
Yeah, the Rift Trail does go a long way in pushing forward the game state much quicker past these outer turrets, right? You talk about the speed bump coming up against secondary turrets, and some teams stalling out, not having enough power to push through those defenses. It can really be the difference maker. Plus, there's an added bonus. Yeah, one of the best feelings is cashing in on plate money with the Rift Herald. You know what the other best feeling is?
Having a dance.
Dancing Rift Herald at the Nexus.
I don't know if they'll be able to pull that one off. It would mean winning in the next 4 minutes, which, although Team Liquid is off to a great start, they still have a lot of distance to cover here. Only one turret still taken throughout this game, only one Drake taken. Pretty slow start for the objectives here this time around on Summoner's Rift. FlyQuest doing everything they can to hold on, keep this game as even as possible moving forward. Still only about 2,000 gold behind. They do have the tools to make things work in these fights, because the other thing that's important to remember, when Skarner's on the map, you've got to pay the QSS tax. If you don't, there's always the possibility of one pull, one fight, one game. If he gets that clutch pull onto a carry, blows them up instantly, you can then win a fight you had no business winning. Over on the side of Team Liquid, everyone has been so comfortably far ahead, they haven't had to worry about QSSs just yet. They're in the driver's seat, things are going well, and what I'm looking at now on Santorin is, can you do a Predator, Flash, R, and make one of those big pulls?
Yeah, the window for the opening in this game for him to pull off that play is right now. This is the biggest impact moment before people have been able to purchase the QSSs. Secondary outer turret does go down here, and number 3 is the mid lane. It's where Team Liquid can turn their sights next. Infernal Drake will be here in 22 seconds though, and they already have wards around the dragon.
Jensen will just continue farming up here in the mid lane. Has Smithy rotating over towards him. They know that FlyQuest have left the bottom side. With that turret down, FlyQuest looks to maybe make something happen, but there's not really anything to do. You can't just pop Predator and flash at a LeBlanc. She'll dash away.
Yeah, he's going to have to choose his target very carefully here. You have to worry about the Condemned from Vayne. You have to worry about the mobility of Rakan as well, disengaging. But with the Spire, they can start up the Drake. Team Liquid will converge. Teleports are ready for Viper and Impact. You want them here quickly.
Team Liquid not going to go in for that one. TP does get channeled. We'll see if they're able to force some kind of a fight here. Smithy on the side. Core JJ could try to go in, but doesn't want to go for it just yet. Santorin and FlyQuest do have control over both of the Skarner Spires for this fight. Smithy dropping the Rift Herald now here in the mid lane. FlyQuest does a good job there securing that objective for themselves before Team Liquid is able to punish. But now that Team Liquid has committed the teleport, they're surely going to make a move here for the mid lane turret. Shelly already summoned up. The headbutt won't take it down, but it'll bring it damn close. And the auto attacks coming out from the rest of the team will do it. That's 3 turrets to 0 for TL.
Yeah, I feel like that was a really good move for FlyQuest. They had the exact timing here. They finish off the dragon. Team Liquid a little bit slow on the draw with the teleport and making the call to collapse for that dragon. Yes, they did activate their Rift Herald and take the mid tower, but that is one that is almost inevitable. With the charge doing most of the damage, you will be able to get that, and it wasn't really a consequence of giving the dragon over to FlyQuest. So FlyQuest, even though they are in a tough situation here with all their outers opened up, down in the gold lead and down in pressure on the map, they were able to sneak that objective for themselves first.
Looking at everything coming online across the map, you can already see Proto Belt plus Void Staff completed for Impact. He sees the Mercury Treads being built on multiple members of the enemy team. He sees the Hex Drinker on the Corki. He wants to make sure that as they continue to build magic resistance against both Impact and Jensen, he's able to penetrate that and have that big team fight effect that he wants to. Also has the stopwatch in inventory to make the stasis happen with that big initiation type of play. Smithy in the bottom side, going to be looking for Viper here. Going for the 1v1 that will quickly become
Impact
a 1v2 once Impact makes his way into the fight. There comes Smithy. Takes Viper very low. World Ender is not going to be ended, which means Viper hobbles back to base with 20 HP, giving Team Liquid the opportunity to now rotate over towards the mid lane, maybe collapse on FlyQuest here. FlyQuest do grab their first turret of the game, but can they get everybody out safely? Impact going after Wild Turtle, seeing if maybe there's a play to be made, but with JJ nearby, he decides against it.
Another quick move here from FlyQuest. I think that's strong move for them to steal away a small objective while Team Liquid are going for a play. Once again, they take the opportunity to counter punch in mid lane, get that mid turret money for themselves that they desperately need, while Team Liquid pretty much whiff on that bottom side of the map going after Viper. They do get the Aatrox ultimate down, so there's a small timing window to try and force, but really quick moves here in a defensive manner for FlyQuest have once again gained them a little bit back towards evening up the game.
Double lift with the Rage Blade and the Bork. That's the scary Vayne in the mid game we're talking about. 21 minutes in, the man is online. And as long as he has that Rage Blade stacked up, that means every other auto attack is silver bolts. Doesn't matter how tanky the Skarner or the Braum or the Aatrox feel, that's not going to feel very good. You can see Viper working on what appears to be the Death's Dance here next. Smithy goes over the wall looking for him yet again, realizes World Ender is still not available off of cooldown as Impact continues the split push.
All right, Impact getting some more tower damage. That bottom side of the map is very important because this lane is the furthest away from Baron. That is what Team Liquid want to threaten. Mid lane though, Wild Turtle under attack.
Speaking of threats, Core JJ tries to go in, ends up going into the stasis to make sure he doesn't get counterattacked there, but that just means that quickness plus stopwatch on Core JJ end up getting used there. Trade-off, of course, is the flash of Wild Turtle, so that's one less defensive mechanism that FlyQuest AD carry will have here for the next fight.
Yeah, well, the big difference is for JJ, the cooldown on the ultimate much lower than Flash, and the Rakan did not use his own Flash. So Core JJ will have that available for the next attempt at Wild Turtle's life. And Wild Turtle has no way of getting that Flash back quicker.
In fact, going in, trying to find that damage onto Viper. Nearly gets himself the stun. Not quite grabbing it, as that shocking shuriken didn't find its way onto the intended target. FlyQuest trying to maintain control over this topside river. They don't want to give Team Liquid the opportunity to take a Baron. Belter losing out on a trade there against Jensen, who sneakily just jumps in, finds some quick, cheeky damage. See if he can do it again here. Nope. Belter gets the hell out of town.
I like how FlyQuest, using their moment of power over the mid lane, are moving.
There we go. That's what you need to do right there. You yoink him out of his tunnel and drag him back into the waiting arms of FlyQuest as Wild Turtle's able to grab himself 1 kill. Can he make it 2? Almost, but not today.
Yeah, LeBlanc is a really hard target to hit with that long-range skill shot, but that's a huge play. Once again, FlyQuest, patience pays off for them. They find their pick onto Xsmithy. That earns them yet another objective, another one of these baby steps back into the game. They continue to accumulate some gold and build up for their team fight.
And as soon as Xsmithy dies there, look at the next item that appears in inventory. Null Magic Mantle. You know what that builds into, Kobe? QSS, the nightmare of every Skarner worldwide. This item makes it much more difficult to make any sort of a play really happen. You need someone else on your team to make the CC happen first. And here's the big problem that I'm looking at for FlyQuest, especially from the point of view of Santora in this game. If everybody on Team Liquid, if all the value targets get QSSs, the answer that Skarner then needs is for somebody else on his team to pop the QSS first before he makes the grab. Ezreal, Braum, Corki, Aatrox, who's popping a QSS there?
It's gonna have to be a Braum stun that procs on
That's
somebody.
wacky, that doesn't work.
Exactly, definitely takes quite a long time. So Team Liquid, let's see what they do. Moving into the mid lane, trying to push out these minions first, as the vision over Baron has become very, very important. Double lift with the Rage Blade, with the Blade of the Ruin King. Just being a Vayne with these items means that the Baron is under constant threat, and vision must be maintained at all times.
QSS now on double lift, fully completed too, making sure he doesn't fall into the same trap that Xsmithy did just moments ago. That means that Santorin is going to have to scratch him off of the list of available targets. Look again more towards Xsmithy and Jensen as these fights play out. Impact, not a great target anymore either, because you have to kill him in the duration of the Skarner ultimate. Otherwise, he just goes into that stasis. Is Team Liquid going to go for the flank here? See if maybe they can make a play happen with Xsmithy. Doesn't look like it just yet. Core JJ coming around from the side. Team Liquid still looking for the opportunity to pinch this and make it work. Impact continues to apply pressure there in the bottom lane, while the rest of Team Liquid wants to control mid.
Good patient play for FlyQuest. You can see how they hugged the top side of the map here. Core JJ has control wards throughout this blue quadrant of the jungle, and so it's very dangerous for FlyQuest to be on this side. Meanwhile, bottom side, Impact in some danger himself.
Viper getting the better of him there. Does take him very low. Impact wanted to go back to base, but should a fight break out, he has the TP also available. Core JJ going in. Santorin going to be exploded by Jensen.
You hate to see a Skarner get kited, huh, Captain Flowers?
Oh, it's a special pain in my heart, but it's an even greater pain to FlyQuest, who have lost their jungler, nearly lost their support.
Oh,
Viper coming in from the side now, though. Xsmithy could potentially be in some trouble here. Jensen dashing away over the wall. Double lift coming in, looking to find the damage. Belter grabbed the kill onto Core JJ. Turtle barely getting himself away. Impact takes out JJ, and Viper will find the shutdown onto Double lift. He's resurrected through the World Ender, but can FlyQuest find anything else? Health bars are low. It's 2 dead on each side.
What a bloodbath there, and a few members left standing. Jensen might go for it.
Oh, Jensen's able to take him down, but he pays for it with his own life. Another 1-for-1. And both teams are not pulling any punches here today.
Yeah, he actually uses his flash to go for that 1v1. Now teleport being channeled. I think they're going to back off in time. Ghost Blade activated for Viper. Just kidding, it doesn't have one.
That's the home guard.
He made a noise.
Darn audio cues.
All right, let's take another look here. Predator popped, and this is the kite we're talking about. He's not able to touch Core JJ, then gets hit back by Double Lift. Into the charm from Core JJ, 100%ed before he gets the use an ability, and that is what a significant amount of Skarner late games actually look like. Double Lift in, goes for a big chunk on a JJ. Jensen tries to follow up, but they take so much damage, and they're so focused on the dive, they don't see Viper coming in for the flank. He just ran Impact all the way back to base, who's going to have to teleport back in off of the Rek'Sai tunnel. And then they're going to be in the middle of a team fight here. Wild Turtle does escape over the back of the wall here. Jensen doesn't finish him off in the first place, but Viper does finish off Doublelift. Really nice guts there with the auto attack. Be able to take down the very dangerous Vayne. But as you know, they are not done yet. Jensen went over the back of the wall. They traded 1-for-1. CoreJJ gets locked up.
CoreJJ pulled back into the team. Santorin finding that target without the QSS. That's a pretty big pull there for FlyQuest. That's Team Liquid's main initiator out of the picture. And FlyQuest have made the call. It's time for Baron.
Baron started up. Santorin can tank it very easily. Smithy around the backside. This guy is known for his might steals, but they don't have any vision. Jensen trying to get some vision for him. 4,000 health, the control ward goes down, but it gets cleared out by FlyQuest. Now they just play the waiting game.
Viper and Pobelter trying to keep everybody away. Baron down to about 4K. Turtle looking to find the kill. Smithy's out! FlyQuest can likely secure the Baron here for themselves. Impact trying to go in, keep them away from this one. If he can, Baron going to be taken down with talent. Taken out! FlyQuest are right back in this game!
FlyQuest with 5 members alive will take the Baron. They'll take those kills, and now they will have run of Summoner's Rift.
One pull, one game. This is the rule of Skarner, my friend. It does not matter if it's the support. It does not matter as long as you can make it count. And Santorin, with this pull on the CoreJJ, starts off this Baron.
Wild Turtle goes over the back of the Baron pit, finds the kill onto Smithy, and that puts Team Liquid in an uncomfortable situation. Impact tries to save it by going in on Kennen with a big AoE ultimate, but it's not enough damage behind it. Doublelift gets annihilated there. The extra numbers for FlyQuest bring it through. Their patience around this objective pay off, and they will be able to march down mid lane.
I hope y'all like KDA, because FlyQuest is saying get your dancing shoes ready, Mark, Crumbs, and Dash. Because if they lose this one, they all bet on Team Liquid, and they'll be doing a Pop Stars cover later on this week. We'll see if that plays out. FlyQuest currently commanding over a 4,000 gold lead. Jensen finding some damage down onto JJ. Gets immediately warded away now. Santorin on this Skarner has his stasis ready to go. No Predator available, no Flash available, does have Righteous Glory. I like the fact that he built this item. It's another tool to get him in there and make a pull happen. Still no QSS on Jensen, no QSS on Impact, no QSS on CoreJJ.
Remember the late game difficulties we pose to this Team Liquid composition. Them stepping outside of their norm. Now they're faced with a grouped up, tankier lineup that has the scaling marksman in the backside. Corki and Ezreal Pope coming through. Santorin and Viper on the front lines, threatening to run through. Impact has found the flank, though.
They're trying to go in. It's Jensen going in as Impact comes in from behind with that flank. JJ going to be taken down. Doublelift grabbing the kill there instantly. However, Turtle's able to take down CoreJJ. Pobelter drops. It's Smithy grabbing the shutdown, but he also falls. Viper's looking to go even further. A double kill over to Wild Turtle. Impact barely getting himself out. The Wolves are eating him. Viper got Doublelift again, and it's FlyQuest who win the fight. It's FlyQuest lacing up their boots and kicking down the front door of Team Liquid.
Inhibitor turret is destroyed. Inhibitor will soon follow, and FlyQuest will stick around inside the Team Liquid base for a couple more.
Jensen and Impact have to hold the line here. 2 versus 3 against Santorin, Turtle, and Viper. Jensen tries to draw them away, buy some kind of time. Impact goes after Turtle. That's your big damage threat, but Impact's forced into the stasis. Mystic Shot will find the mark. Turtle jumps to the side. Impact barely gets himself away, and Turtle's gonna be taken down. CoreJJ grabs the kill credit, and FlyQuest has to retreat.
Team Liquid have arrived. Jensen back out onto the field. They want to chase down another kill. Viper gonna jump over the wall.
This is a big kill if they get it, because not only do you kill Viper, you waste the Guardian Angel, and that is huge to not get any value out of that item. Santorin now in some trouble. TP coming in. Pobelter makes his way into the fight, and now it's Smithy forced into the stasis. FlyQuest sees if they can find anything on the back end of the fight, but it's Pobelter over the wall with that Valkyrie, keeping himself safe. FlyQuest will disengage it. The Guardian Angel isn't wasted. And good lord, man, this is a game.
FlyQuest playing like a team that wants in playoffs. Let's take another look at this. Pobelter and JJ get flanked on by Impact. Pobelter does activate the stopwatch early enough to survive a little bit longer, and you see that big chunk he put out on Impact before he gets chased down. Smithy sacrifices his life to go in to get the kill onto Corki, and Viper comes around. He finishes up 1 kill, then chases off the rest of the Team Liquid members. That allows Santorin and Turtle to turn onto that inhibitor turret. As you know, Team Liquid, remember, start to revive here. Impact with this defense buys so much time for Team Liquid. Even though Turtle dodges the shuriken there, he barely gets into the range. The Guardian and extra shield from CoreJJ allow him to find the kill onto the FlyQuest Ezreal, and Team Liquid chase them out of their base. But FlyQuest, if they get this victory, they will secure their playoff spot, and they know it.
And not only are you securing that spot, you're securing the spot against the team that already locked in first. You're saying, hey, I know there's this conversation everybody's talking about Team Liquid and Cloud9 and TSM, but hey, what's up? We're over here. Nice to see you. Nice to know you. We're knocking on the door, and that mid lane inhibitor is down. One Nexus turret is down. If Team Liquid lose one more big team fight on their side of the map, it's game over. FlyQuest have done an amazing job coming back into this game. After that first Baron that they got, you can see 2-0 and 3 on Viper's Aatrox. He's the only bounty on the map right now. He's been doing a wonderful job of killing Doublelift specifically in all these fights.
Again, FlyQuest team so much more tanky than that of Team Liquid. If you turn on the fog of war from Team Liquid's perspective right now, the map going dark when your team are a bunch of squishy members that are supposed to rely on pressure and pushing out the lanes, it really makes it a very difficult scenario to come back in. Team Liquid's hope now is that they just outplay the team fight with their mobility from Doublelift, and the Vayne goes untouched. But FlyQuest have been very good at locking down that kill, not allowing Team Liquid the extra room. Here's the defensive wards that come out. They got one leading up to the Baron. That was it. And Baron's about to come up in 37 seconds. FlyQuest will lie in wait. With super minions marching down mid lane, they have the upper hand.
30 seconds till Baron. Also, Elder Drake will be the next one on the field. Won't be spawning here for a while, so that's something for both teams to keep in mind. Team Liquid thinking about engage opportunities. But the last few times we've seen Santorin use that Skarner ultimate, it has been on CoreJJ. He recognizes that's the primary initiator. That's the guy who wants to run around in the back line, using the quickness to get the charm on everyone, and he just immediately applies the CC. Skarner is actually incredibly effective against divers. His traditional weakness is not being able to get to a target of value. When a target of value comes to you, you say, what's up? You give them a big old Skarner hug, and they're dead. Exactly where you want to be.
All right, we'll see if the value town is coming straight to Santorin, because Scuttle Crab will be picked up by Team Liquid. They clear out the control ward as well, and now Santorin finds a mark.
Nope, not gonna get it.
Be able to lock him down, though.
QSS on that guy, doesn't work.
If you lock him up with the stun, then that is significant as well. Damage being right behind you. The stun should not be underestimated. That Venom will lock you in place long enough for this late in the game to burst down something like a... oh, never mind. Bowser has a package.
All right, he gets himself away. But also worth noting for those of you who aspire to play Skarner in solo queue, if there's someone with a QSS and you can land your stun on them, most people do not know that Skarner even has a stun, so they think that you ulted them and they will QSS the stun, and you can immediately ult them afterwards, at which point they will say, nice hack, bro, in all chat, and you can laugh at them as you collect your LP. In professional play, they will recognize that it is a stun and it's not quite that easy to pull off, hence why we didn't see Santorin go in after Xmithy there.
Small timing windows is what everything is made off of now in the late game. FlyQuest, once again, trying to set up around this Baron, throw down the control wards. Scuttle Crab will persist for another 30 seconds for themselves, and Team Liquid have been able to clear out all those super minions that have come through the mid lane here. Jensen looking for some chunks. Predator activated, though, by Santorin. They won't have the extra speed to work with now.
They still have the Righteous Glory in the fight if they need it. Santorin also with the Gargoyle Stoneplate here as the next item. All actives in a Cinder Hulk here, really going for that big team fight power, that big initiation potential here with this Skarner build, the full tank style. Really want to applaud Team Liquid, though, for holding out as long as they have, making sure that they didn't lose anything from that pressure coming in through the mid lane. This is why they are one of the top teams, why they are explicitly the top team in the LCS. When they get behind, they don't bleed out.
There's a big problem with full tank versus a Vayne, though, and that is that Vayne doesn't care about tank stats more so than any other marksman. If Doublelift can get off the auto attacks, true damage, percentage, HP damage, all will shred you, even with a stone play active. That one increasing the HP also increases the effectiveness of things like Blade of the Ruined King procs. So it is going to be so much about tracking Vayne.
And we have hit our first true 6-item champion in the game with Wild Turtles, Ezreal, having everything here ready to go. Double lifesteal on Bloodthirster and Blade of the Ruined King means he's got a ton of sustain. The poke is incredible. Did not go for the double tier build. No Seraph's Embrace, has a shield from the Bloodthirster instead, just more raw AD. FlyQuest will continue to maintain control over this Baron Pit area for now. They want to grab the Scuttle Crab for themselves. Elder Drake is live. We may see Team Liquid go for a trade on this one. Instead, it's Jensen going in after Viper. Steric Gauge already going to happen here. World Ender is popped. Viper has to try to get himself away. He's going to be taken very low, but he will not respawn, which means he's got to go back to base.
He has teleport.
And teleport back into the fight. Doublelift and Smithy trying to start up the Elder Drake. FlyQuest do not want to give this one away. It is a very large buff that you'd be giving over to Team Liquid. Viper ready to TP back. Impact also going to be ready to TP in. This Smite fight could tell the story of the game. Pobian, here we go with Elder Drake for all the marbles. It's going to be taken very low. Smithy taken down now as well. Into the fight goes the slicing Maelstrom. Santorin going to be exploded as Team Liquid find their fight. They're going to go right back into the Elder Dragon, and Smithy's got the secure. Doublelift's able to find the arrows, rattle them off left, right, and center. Viper has no ulti, but he's still got the Guardian Angel. It's 1-0 so far. Smithy tries to escape, but will he be able to get out of the line of fire of FlyQuest? They're looking to find some sort of follow-up damage, but it doesn't look like it'll go through.
Team Liquid have an Ocean Drake, so they've got the time to regenerate here. They have the extra member alive, and they're actually able to get their recalls off. FlyQuest going towards the top side to get a turret for themselves instead. What a play. Baron is still on the map, by the way, and that will be the next site they rush to.
Big victory there for Liquid. You can hear the chants coming out from the audience. They recognize the fact the team came up huge, taking down Santorin, eliminating the chance of a Smite fight, and securing that big Elder Dragon bonus. 3 of those means you're burning people for 180 true damage over the course of the debuff. And now FlyQuest has to try to defend this one. They do not have Pobelter here. He has to teleport in. Santorin still making his way over to the fight. Viper wants to go in and try to stop this one. World Ender in the middle. Baron gonna be down to 4K. Impact taken low, Impact taken down. FlyQuest going after Team Liquid. Could this be your fight? It's Doublelift kiting around, able to find so much damage with final hour. And he's taken down. The shutdown credit over to Pobelter. Jensen can't get himself away for very long. FlyQuest have found themselves 2 big kills. Impact and Doublelift down. What is the call here? They look to be pushing the mid lane.
Mid lane is open. The exposed inhibitor is there. And with 40 seconds left on the Vayne, the Doublelift, that is the only one that can stop FlyQuest. They're looking to end it.
Santorin still has ultimate as well. If Team Liquid try to defend this one, they have to respect how easy it could be for them to fall here. FlyQuest continue to push. They are 4 men strong versus 1 Nexus turret. Wild Turtle will provide the damage, putting auto attack after auto attack into the Nexus turrets. Pobelter getting himself away. Core JJ gonna be taken low. Turtle and Viper on the Nexus. Ladies and gentlemen, FlyQuest defeat Team Liquid!
FlyQuest will deliver Team Liquid their 2nd loss of the split. Off of the back of a Skarner, casted by Captain Flowers himself.
1 pull, 1 game. The entirety of that game's flow switched as soon as Santorin grabbed Core JJ, and they immediately got the first Baron off of it. This champion does not have to pull the mid lane. He does not have to pull the AD carry. He has to pull someone at a point in the game where you can force something based off that numbers advantage. And that is exactly how you showcase what Skarner is drafted for. FlyQuest played this game cool, they played this game collected, they played this game as a team that came here to win, and Pobelter, he's got the skill to back up what kind of trash he talks. He said Team Liquid was going to be free, and the man's walking away with no bill.
Top 10 mid laner in North America for sure. He leaves no doubt in anyone's mind. Honestly, though, I also really want to give a special shout out to Viper, the Aatrox. Super well played in the side lane. He didn't die a single time this game. He juggled the cooldowns for his ultimate and the pressure with this Kennen. Side lane Kennen definitely is one of the things that's difficult to deal with in the state of the game right now. The Aatrox came in so big in a lot of these flanks, coming in for a lot of the team fights, and really being a point person for that team, especially as a new guy on the team. I think he definitely performed admirably against the NALCS's #1 team.
He specifically killed Doublelift a lot. And for a champion like Vayne that has so much mobility and repositioning power to get away from Aatrox's highly telegraphed abilities, Viper did a wonderful job.
Having clarity in late game fights like that, in shot calling through team fights for the high priority target, especially the very mobile high priority targets, is key.
Well, for more on that win now, Pastry is standing by for an interview. Take it away.
Thank you very much, Flowers. Boy, oh boy, I'm here with Wild Turtle from FlyQuest. Big smile on the end of your face at that game, and I cannot blame you. Last time I talked to you, you said, you know, you weren't feeling so good, but you just took down Team Liquid in the late game. How's it feel, man?
It feels pretty good. It just feels like all our practice kind of paid off. We worked extremely hard to get to where we were now after 04 weeks. So I'm extremely proud of all my teammates and the coaching staff and everyone on FlyQuest.
And that work, of course, has led you now to playoffs, I believe, for FlyQuest. So kind of what are you looking to now, and how far do you think FlyQuest can kind of make it?
I'm still like unsure of our team's potential. I'm just down to just play every game and just have fun with the rest of the split, you know?
Well, good enough to beat Team Liquid, and we got some KDA coming up from Mark and Crumbs. Can't wait for that. So for more on that, we'll throw it back to the State Farm analyst desk.
All right. I know you're all excited, but hold your horses on the dance because we want it to be done right. And so while these two guys will absolutely be dancing to KDA, stay tuned rather for that video to show up later.
I don't think it's a punishment.
Hi.
We learned to dance.
relieved.
We will learn to dance out of this, so it's going to be a
Exactly.
good thing.
There you
I don't know
go.
if it works
Silver
that way.
lining.
I think
silver
it's
linings.
a punishment for the viewers to have to watch me dance.
I mean, you still have to do it. You
It
can't.
very well might be,
without
but
it.
yeah.
We're all
I'm going to be happy watching you dance because I know I don't have to do it then.
Let's talk about the teams, though, because what a treat of a game, right? Already two of the teams, one locked for playoffs in Team Liquid. FlyQuest locking with that victory there, so they are now solidly in the postseason. But the way that they had to do it against our top team there, going down early in that jungle matchup, as we had put both of those guys in the top 3 for the jungle tier list, Smithy versus Santorin. What an awesome sight.
It's a huge boost of confidence for them, and we started off with Smithy having another amazing series. His Rek'Sai, he knows that Santorin has just done the Scuttlecrab bottom, so he can go to take the time to invade here, and this is all fine and dandy. You get the steal. Now, Santorin doesn't have a blue side jungle anymore, and Smithy still has the Raptors, so Santorin's thinking, I can go take the Raptors. Smithy has a lot of camps on the other side. He's probably not going to expect this. But Smithy one-ups him and is saying, he's probably going to try to get something out of my jungle. I'm going to go find him instead. Oof. And once again, finds a way to get Team Liquid ahead in the early game. When we were thinking this, like, all right, Team Liquid has the edge. Once again, you've got your LeBlanc, you've got the Rek'Sai. We know what he did yesterday against Clutch. I think that this one was really well played early, but they held down the bat.
Yeah, I mean, the hard read by Smithy there, it's one of my favorite things with junglers is, like, they play with intuition in a way that, like, sometimes no other role has to, where you can rely more on, like, laning mechanics and things like that. You sometimes see junglers do something, you're like, why did you do that? And it's like, yeah, it's a feeling. Like, I don't think any other role plays off of feeling as much.
I don't even know if that's more like chess. It's actually like you've got 5 steps that the guy can do, and you're thinking, he's going to go for this one. If he does this, and I can do this one, and then meet him there to beat him up.
Right. Despite that early lead that they pulled, FlyQuest did a huge play coming back into the game. They consistently got picks throughout the game onto whoever they could with Santorin. And I really got to give props to him. He's finding people around, just giving them the stinger. And I don't know what Team Liquid is doing, but maybe they should have gotten an earlier QSS. Like you said in the other game, when you want to build QSS, you don't want to do it for just one person. And for here, that's why they're not doing it. There's only one person they really want to QSS.
Plus, there's not a ton of magic damage. Yes, you've got some coming from Corki, but an Aatrox and an Ezreal as well. You really don't want to build that magic.
This Baron was so good from FlyQuest. Wild Turtle ease over because he knows that the Braum passive is on the Rek'Sai. The only threat to this Baron is Rek'Sai. So by making sure that the jungler is removed, it forces Team Liquid in a position where you're now going to have to either leave or try to salvage this with a fight. And that's exactly what FlyQuest wants. They know that they're going to have the fight, they're one man up, and the jungler is there. So no matter what, you can always count on taking the Baron. So it's just so well played.
Everyone played super well. Even JJ getting the block on Kennen getting into the pit, who might have had a monstrous ultimate. The fact he's kept him at the entrance was huge. Everyone played that situation super well, and they were taking advantage of that initial pickoff. That's what you want to see out of top teams.
Yeah, from there, they pick up an inhib, kill one of the Nexus turrets, aren't able to end the game. And so we're extended again until the Elder Drake and the Baron respawn. TL plays effectively around that Elder Drake, gets that buff, but then in their attempt to take the Baron, look what happens.
Right. You have to give a lot of credit to Viper here. He's basically going in solo and zoning off the entire Kennen and the Rek'Sai. And the other side of Team Liquid, they don't really want to move forward because they don't have a front line anymore. And you watch here, Doublelift tries to go on the back line, but it's 280 carries versus 180 carry.
Early QSS by Doublelift on the stun. He had flash up. If he waits for the Braum stun to finish proccing and then maybe flashes in on top and finishes the Corki off, maybe you start seeing those crazy Vayne shenanigans. But he QSS before the stun went through. It was in flight, the projectile.
Right.
And so he eats the stun.
I do still think they would have lost that
Yes.
because it's a GA on the Corki, so you only get that one out. And just really good props to JJ for actually getting the auto onto the Vayne to make sure that the passive starts building up, because you're not going to shoot your Q out and hit her.
Very tough to hit that.
And when you have the Ezreal and Corki, now they know, just look for Vayne. When she tumbles, everyone shoots, she's dead.
To be fair, the much bigger problem in that team fight was Kennen, no ult, no Zhonya's, just insta-popped. And that's your front line in that team comp really, is like the zoning that you get and the vulnerability. You don't really have a front line without that.
A bit of false confidence then, having a triple Drake, Elder Drake, you know, to be able to go straight from there to the Baron and start it up, when perhaps they could have delayed even the start there on the Baron, said, hey, let's wait for those really powerful team fight abilities in both the Zhonya's and the Kennen ultimate to make sure that this goes through without a hitch. At the same time, FlyQuest showing a lot of grit in this game to go down the way they did against the best team in the league and to claw back in it in the way that they did, making the right picks and choosing the right team fights. I mean, you just got to hand it to them, and they'll feel very good moving towards the postseason, regardless of their performance next week, I'm sure.
They're ecstatic. Now you're going into playoffs, and you've just taken down the #1 team by far in the standings. So you're in the same tournament. You should have the confidence to say, we could beat anybody at this point, even the first place squad. We've proven it here. To qualify, it's us.
I think they're pretty happy because they made you guys lose the bet. So I'd be pretty ecstatic outside of winning the game. They take down the #1 team, and they get to shut you guys' mouth up. I voted for them. I had full faith the entire time. I swear I was not nervous.
I bought their stuff.
I'm sorry.
I was
Please
not
scroll
nervous
back
at
through
all.
your Twitter timeline there, Hi.
I bought their
That wasn't
stock,
me.
so it was a win-win. Either I'm making high dance or I'm making more
Dancing
money.
is not a punishment, all right? We're going to enjoy it.
I'm looking
Sassy
forward to
There you
attitude I
go.
like to see. You saw there on the standings that 100 Thieves is actually officially eliminated from playoffs, and that's because one of the two teams with 6 wins above them in the standings is guaranteed to move to 7 and therefore is uncatchable by 100 Thieves. With that, KDA bet, I promise you the debt will be paid later this week, but we're going to make sure that it is done correctly. We've got one more game before we call it a day. TSM and CLG square off to end week 8. Don't go anywhere.
We need
I want to end Ari on
Dad
the washing
school.
machine.
Oh,
Right?
yeah,
Just
it's
sits there.
gonna be good.
Will you